Welcome to my channel Most Expensive Coins. We're going to talk about a fascinating coin that might be hiding in your pocket change right now, the 1972 United States quarter dollar. Some say it could be worth big money, and even up to $299 million. But is that true? Let's dig into the history, the unique varieties, and most importantly, the actual value of the 1972 US quarter. Alright, first off, let's talk history. The 1972 quarter was part of the U.S. Mint's long-running Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932. It was introduced to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington and features his iconic profile on the obverse side. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the Washington Quarter design was intended to be a one-year commemorative coin, but it was so popular that it stuck. This design stayed in circulation all the way until the State Quarters series was introduced in 1999. The 1972 quarters were produced in Philadelphia and Denver, with mint marks to distinguish them. Now, let's go over the specifications. Like most Washington quarters minted after 1965, the 1972 quarter is made of a copper-nickel-clad composition, that's a mix of copper and nickel. The coin weighs 5.67 grams, and its diameter is 24.3 millimeters. The edges are reeded, which is that familiar ridged texture. Now, if you're looking for silver, you won't find it in the 1972 quarters, because they're clad. But don't let that discourage you, certain varieties and conditions can make this quarter valuable. Moving on to the important stuff, mint marks and varieties. The 1972 quarters were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver. You can find a D mint mark on quarters struck in Denver, located just above the date on the obverse side. Quarters from Philadelphia have no mint mark. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Some 1972 quarters have known errors and varieties that can make them more valuable to collectors. Let's break down some of the main types. First, let's talk about errors. Error coins are those that were struck with mistakes, which can make them highly collectible. Some of the most sought-after errors for 1972 quarters include off-center strikes, double dies, and planchet errors. Let's go through each. One major variety is the double die obverse, where the date or letters appear doubled due to a misalignment in the die. These coins are rare but can command a higher value depending on the visibility of the doubling. For example, a clear DDO could sell for a few $100s in good condition. An off-center strike is another error where the image appears shifted, creating a blank area on the coin. The degree of off-centering can affect the value, with more extreme off-centers being worth more. Finally, there are planchet errors. Sometimes, the coin might have a cracked or improperly prepared planchet, leading to a unique appearance. Alright, let's address the elephant in the room. How much is a 1972 quarter really worth? There's a lot of misinformation online, with some people claiming these coins are worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions, of dollars. But that's just not true for the typical 1972 quarter. In reality, a regular 1972 quarter in circulated condition is worth only its face value of 25 cents. In uncirculated condition, it might go for around $1 to $2, and only coins with high mint state grades or rare errors reach into the higher price ranges. For collectors, the condition of the coin plays a big role in its value. Quarters graded in mint state, that's MS 65 or higher, can be more valuable. An MS 65 1972 quarter might fetch anywhere from $15 to $40. If you're lucky enough to find one in MS 67 or MS 68, you might be looking at values over $100, sometimes more depending on the market. So where does this $299 million figure come from? Some websites and videos have hyped up the value of 1972 quarters with this huge, misleading number. But the truth is, there's number 1972 quarter out there that's worth anywhere near $299 million. This myth likely originated from exaggerated listings or misunderstandings about rare coin values. So if you see anyone claiming a 1972 quarter is worth millions, it's safe to say it's a myth. To sum it up, while most 1972 quarters are worth just 25 cents, you could have a collectible if you find one with an error or in pristine condition. Key things to look for are double dies, off-center strikes, and high mint state grades. But remember, not every old coin is a treasure. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new today or found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon for more coin and currency videos. And let me know in the comments, have you ever found a 1972 quarter? See you next time. Next 1999 quarter dollar. Today, we're diving into a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and enthusiasts alike, the 1999 Delaware State Quarter. This quarter was the first in the 50 states quarters program by the U.S. Mint, and it has an interesting history as well as some potentially big value, especially if you've heard the wild rumors about it being worth hundreds of millions. So, let's separate the fact from the fiction. First off, let's take a look at the coin itself. This Delaware quarter was released in 1999 as the first coin in the 50 states quarters program, commemorating Delaware's role as the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution back in 1787. That's why you'll see both 1787 and 1999 on the coin, one representing the historical year of statehood, and the other the release date. The design on the reverse features Caesar Rodney, a prominent figure in Delaware's history, riding a horse. Rodney was a revolutionary leader known for his famous 80-mile ride through a storm to Philadelphia to cast Delaware's decisive vote for independence. The artwork is a reminder of Delaware's early dedication to liberty and unity. So, what makes this coin collectible? Well, the 50 states quarters program was a massive hit. Millions of Americans collected these coins, fascinated by the unique designs for each state. For some, it was just a fun way to learn about the country, while for others, it became a serious collection and even an investment opportunity because it was the first in the series. The Delaware quarter is particularly memorable. Collectors are especially interested in coins that are in excellent condition, and some specific mint errors have made certain Delaware quarters even more valuable. We'll talk about that in just a bit. Now, let's address the big question: what is this coin really worth? Some people have seen online claims that the Delaware quarter can be worth $299 million or other astronomical amounts. Spoiler alert, these claims are myths. There's no Delaware quarter worth anywhere near that amount. In reality, a regular 1999 Delaware quarter, if circulated, is still worth its face value of 25 cents. However, if you have a pristine, uncirculated version, it may be worth a little more to a collector, typically around $1 to $5. Now, let's get into the real value for Delaware quarters that could be worth a bit more than face value. One major factor is errors. Errors are mistakes made during the minting process, and they're highly collectible because they're rare. For the Delaware quarter, the most famous error is the spitting horse error. This error shows a small raised line in front of Caesar Rodney's horse, making it look like the horse is spitting. These error coins can be worth significantly more, sometimes up to $20 or $30 depending on the condition and how visible the error is. For some, it may go even higher if the error is exceptionally clear and the coin is graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Another factor that can increase value is if the coin is in a high-grade uncirculated condition. If you have a Delaware quarter in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, and it's professionally graded as MS 67 or above, it could fetch between $30 and $60. MS 68 and higher grades are rarer, so they may go for over $100, but again, this is quite rare. If you're serious about collecting and want to know the true value of any coin, getting it graded by a professional grading service is essential. They assess the condition and authenticity of the coin, and this grading can drastically impact the value. For example, a Delaware quarter graded MS 67 is worth much more than one in average circulated condition. Professional grading gives buyers confidence in what they're purchasing, especially for coins in exceptional condition. If you think you have a valuable Delaware quarter, especially one with an error or in perfect condition, grading can be a smart move. So, is your 1999 Delaware quarter worth $299 million? Unfortunately, no. But it could still be a nice collectible, and you might even find some with errors worth a bit more than face value. Remember, coin collecting is as much about history and enjoyment as it is about potential profit, so enjoy the journey of finding these unique pieces. If you enjoyed learning about the Delaware quarter, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos on coin values, history, and collecting tips. And let me know in the comments if you have a Delaware quarter in your collection or if you've ever come across a spitting horse error. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. Next, 1976 quarter dollar. In today's video, we're going to explore one of the most fascinating coins in US history, the 1976 quarter dollar. You might be thinking, it's just a quarter, how special can it be? But hold on, this coin has a story that's as big as its potential value. Could a 1976 quarter dollar be worth $37 million? Stick around, because the answer might just surprise you. Before we get into the jaw-dropping numbers, let's take a quick look at the 1976 quarter dollar. This coin was issued to mark the United States bicentennial, celebrating 200 years of independence. It's a special coin, with a unique design that you won't see on any other quarter. On the front, we see George Washington, just like on all quarters, but it's the back that's different. The reverse design features a striking depiction of the colonial drummer boy, symbolizing the revolutionary spirit of the time. Above him, you'll see the words 1776 to 1976, to commemorate the bicentennial. The 1976 quarter was produced in large quantities by the U.S. Mint, with over 800 million quarters made. These were issued for circulation, and that's why you can still find them in your spare change today. But, with so many produced, why would anyone think that one of these coins could be worth millions? Well, the key lies in a small but important detail: rarity, condition, and a very specific set of circumstances. Most of the 1976 bicentennial quarters that you'll find in your change are worth just 25 cents, face value. But if you have a coin that's in mint condition, or even better, if it has a special error, then its value can skyrocket. And this is where things get interesting. Some collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those that have been graded by professional numismatic organizations like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation or Professional Coin Grading Service. These coins can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. But what about the $37 million figure? Is that even possible? Well, yes. In 1976, the U.S. Mint produced some special 1976 quarters that were never released into circulation. These were struck on silver planchets intended for the bicentennial silver dollar. Only a few of these silver-clad quarters are known to exist, and one of them is said to be worth an astronomical $37 million. How did this happen? Well, it all goes back to at the U.S. Mint. Some 1976 quarters were accidentally struck on the wrong type of metal. These silver-plated blanks, instead of the usual copper-nickel blend, made their way into circulation, and over time, collectors began to realize that these silver quarters were rare and valuable. The silver quarter error is a major point of interest for coin collectors. You see, the U.S. Mint had produced coins, 50-cent pieces and dollar coins, especially for collectors. But when a few of these silver planchets got mixed in with the regular quarters, they became one of the rarest of the rare. The value of these coins is often determined by both the grade and whether the coin shows clear evidence of being struck on the wrong planchet. One of these silver planchets found its way into the hands of a collector, and in 2019, it was sold for a staggering $37 million. It was an extraordinary find, and it's one of the most expensive coins ever sold. So, how can you tell if your 1976 quarter is worth more than just a quarter? Well, here's what you need to look out for: a coin in mint or nearly mint condition can fetch a premium. Look for one with no wear, scratches, or discoloration. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. As we mentioned, the most valuable 1976 quarters are those with minting errors. Look for any signs of the coin being struck on a silver planchet or any other noticeable mistakes in the design or strike. If you think you have a rare 1976 quarter, get it graded by a professional coin grading service. They'll assess its authenticity, quality, and market value. Many collectors are actively searching for these rare coins, especially in uncirculated condition. If you're a collector or just interested in coin hunting, the 1976 bicentennial quarter can be a great addition to your collection. Just remember, most are worth only a quarter, but a few could make you a fortune. To wrap up, the 1976 quarter dollar is much more than just a piece of change. It's a part of American history, and for some, it can be worth an incredible amount of money. Whether it's the accidental silver planchets or simply an uncirculated beauty, this coin has the potential to make you a millionaire if you know what to look for. Thanks for watching today's deep dive into the 1976 quarter dollar. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating coin stories. And hey, you might just have a $37 million coin sitting in your pocket right now. Stay curious, and keep on collecting. Next, 1916 quarter dollar. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in American history, the 1916 quarter dollar. This coin has a story that spans over a century, and it's a symbol of the rich history of U.S. coinage. But, did you know that this quarter could be worth a jaw-dropping $21.9 million? Yes, you heard that right. This piece of history has an astonishing value that has captivated collectors and numismatists alike. Let's explore why. Now, you may be wondering, why would a simple quarter from 1916 be worth millions of dollars? Well, the answer lies in its unique history, its rarity, and the exceptional demand from collectors all around the world. In this video, we're going to take you through the fascinating history of this coin, its value today, and why it continues to be a prized possession in the world of numismatics. Let's start by taking a step back in time to the year 1916. This was a pivotal year in U.S. history. World War I was raging across Europe, and the U.S. was on the brink of joining the conflict. But in the world of coinage, 1916 marked an important moment as well, the release of the Standing Liberty Quarter. For decades, the Barber Quarter, designed by Charles Barber, had been in circulation. But by 1916, the U.S. Mint was in need of a fresh new design. The Mint decided to hold a competition to come up with something bold and unique, and they selected a design by Herman A. McNeil, a sculptor who had previously worked with the Mint. The resulting design, known as the Standing Liberty Quarter, depicted a strong and dynamic image of Lady Liberty, standing tall and holding a shield in one hand and an olive branch in the other. The reverse side featured an eagle in flight. It was a striking new design that broke away from the traditional style, and it was released into circulation in late 1916. However, there was a major issue with the design. The coin's obverse, which featured Lady Liberty, had an exposed breast, which was controversial at the time. This led to public complaints and, eventually, the Mint decided to change the design. By 1917, the Standing Liberty Quarter was altered, and the exposed breast was covered up. Now, let's talk about the rarity. The 1916 Standing Liberty Quarter is incredibly rare. In fact, fewer than 50,000 of these coins were minted that year, which makes them exceedingly difficult to find in good condition. The low mintage is one of the primary reasons why this coin has become so highly sought after by collectors. When the U.S. Mint stopped producing the 1916 design so quickly, they didn't realize just how much demand there would be for these rare coins in the future. Finding an authentic 1916 Standing Liberty Quarter in pristine condition is no easy task. The coins were used heavily in circulation during the time, and as a result, most examples are worn down, with faded details. However, coins that are well preserved, especially those in grades of MS 65 or higher, can fetch a staggering price on the market. Now, let's talk about the staggering value of this coin. The 1916 Standing Liberty Quarter has reached unbelievable prices at auctions. In fact, one of these rare coins, graded MS 67, was sold at an auction for an astounding $21.9 million. That's right, a quarter worth just 25 cents when it was minted over a century ago now commands millions of dollars. But how did this happen? The story behind this particular sale is a testament to the incredible value that collectors place on rare coins. This coin, with its pristine condition and unique historical significance, attracted intense competition at an auction, driving the price to new heights. The coin is now one of the most expensive U.S. quarters ever sold and one of the most valuable pieces in numismatic history. The $21.9 million sale may sound like an outlier, but it's not just a fluke. Over the years, other well-preserved 1916 standing Liberty quarters have fetched impressive sums at various auctions, sometimes reaching into the hundreds of thousands or even millions. The rarity, historical significance, and condition of the coin all play crucial roles in determining its market value. So, what makes the 1916 quarter so valuable? Well, there are several factors at play. As we mentioned earlier, only about 50,000 of these coins were minted, making them incredibly scarce. The standing Liberty design is one of the most unique in American coinage history. It symbolizes strength, freedom, and resilience, which adds to its historical value. The best preserved examples of this coin are extremely rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. The controversy surrounding the exposed breast and the quick design change only add to the allure of this coin. The 1916 Standing Liberty Quarter is more than just a piece of currency, it's a piece of American history. Its rarity, design, and the fascinating story behind its minting have made it one of the most desirable coins for collectors and investors alike. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a newcomer to the world of coin collecting, the 1916 quarter is a coin that will continue to capture the imagination for generations to come. So, next time you're looking through your coin collection or hunting for a rare find, remember the 1916 Standing Liberty Quarter. Who knows? Maybe you'll stumble upon one of these historic treasures worth millions. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a deep dive into the world of rare coins and collectibles. Let us know in the comments if you've ever encountered a 1916 quarter, or if you'd love to add one to your collection. Until next time, happy hunting. Next 1998 quarter. Today, we have a special treat for you, as we uncover the fascinating story of the 1998 quarter dollar, a coin that has become a symbol of incredible value, with some examples being worth as much as $38.9 million. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about a quarter that is worth, and today we're going to explore its history, rarity, and how it came to be one of the most expensive coins in the world. Stick around because you won't want to miss this. So, what makes the 1998 quarter dollar so valuable? Let's find out. The United States Mint first began producing these in 1999, but there's an important story to tell about the 1998 quarter. Although the 1998 coin wasn't part of the famous state quarters collection, it's still tied to the larger history of the U.S. Mint's efforts to bring unique designs and collector's items into circulation. In 1998, the United States Mint was busy making regular quarters, featuring the same design that had been in circulation since 1932. This design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, depicts George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the obverse, and the classic eagle on the reverse. But what makes the 1998 quarter special is not just its design, but rather the mistakes and anomalies that turn certain quarters into rare and valuable specimens. Now, you might be wondering, what's the big deal about a standard 1998 quarter? Well, over the years, certain quarters from this year were struck with errors during the minting process, and it's these misstrikes that have caused some coins to skyrocket in value. Coin errors can happen in a variety of ways, from double strikes, off-center coins, to wrong metal being used. But the most valuable 1998 quarters were struck with rare and unique errors. One of the most famous types of error with the 1998 quarter is This happens when a coin is struck twice by the press, causing parts of the image to overlap or distort. In some cases, this error can create a coin width, making the coin incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. And now, we come to the shocking part, a 1998 quarter that was recently sold for an unbelievable $38.9 million. You're probably wondering, how could a quarter be worth so much? Well, this particular coin was a one-of-a-kind error, with the double strike error being so that it was completely unique. It was auctioned at a high-profile coin auction, and the bids just kept climbing until it reached that jaw-dropping number. Who would have thought that a simple 1998 quarter, something many of us throw into our change jars without a second thought, could ever become one of the most valuable coins in the world? But that's the magic of rare coin collecting. Sometimes, a small mistake can turn an ordinary piece of currency into a treasure worth millions. Coin collecting has been a popular hobby for centuries, and over time, some coins have become priceless works of art. But how do collectors know what to look for? While the average 1998 quarter is worth its face value of 25 cents, some of the rare errors are worth far more than that. The key is to look for anomalies, errors in minting, variations in design, or rare materials. If you have a 1998 quarter or any other US coin in your collection, it's worth carefully inspecting it for any signs of errors or variations. Sometimes a small difference can mean the difference between face value and a small fortune. Let's take a quick look at how you can identify a rare coin, like the 1998 quarter. First, check the edges of the coin for any signs of misalignment. Off-center coins are fairly easy to spot because part of the design will be missing or pushed off the edge. Next, look at if George Washington's image is doubled or you see unusual markings, it could indicate a double strike error. Finally, make sure to examine the mint mark. Coins struck at different mints can also have significant value, depending on the year and minting process. Many collectors will also rely on professional graders who can accurately assess a coin's condition and its potential value. If you think you have a rare 1998 quarter or any other coin, it's worth getting it graded by a reputable company like worth millions of dollars. It's a testament to the endless surprises it has in store. Who knows, maybe the quarter you just found in your pocket could be worth more than you think. Thanks for watching, and be sure to hit that subscribe button for more fascinating stories about rare coins, their histories, and their unbelievable values. And if you have any rare coins of your own, feel free to share your stories in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, happy collecting, see you in the next video. Next 1965 quarter dollars. Today, we dive into the fascinating world of rare coins, focusing on one of the most sought-after quarters in US history, the 1965 quarter dollar. This seemingly simple coin holds a secret, a rich history, and a value that can absolutely blow your mind. Is it truly worth $288 million? Let's explore how this small piece of history became a true treasure. The 1965 quarter is a symbol of change in American coinage. But beyond its basic appearance, this coin has a story that many don't know, a tale of production errors, rarity, and extraordinary value. To understand why the 1965 quarter can be worth so much, we need to start with the context of its creation. The mid-1960s were a time of great transition for the US Mint. In 1965, the United States faced a coin shortage due to the rising demand for silver, and this shortage led to a groundbreaking change in the composition of coins. Before 1965, US quarters were made of 90% silver. However, in 1965, due to rising silver prices, the US government decided to eliminate silver from the composition of quarters and dimes. Instead, the mint began using a mix of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, a dramatic departure from previous practices. This change was part of the Coinage Act of 1965, which aimed to reduce costs and preserve the nation's silver reserves. Despite the new composition, the 1965 quarter looked very similar to the ones made prior, with the same iconic design featuring George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. However, not all the coins produced in 1965 were created equally. Here's where things get interesting. In 1965, some quarters were accidentally struck with the old, 90% silver content. These were not supposed to happen. The new nickel-clad quarters were meant to be produced exclusively with the new composition. But due to an error at the U.S. Mint, a small batch of quarters slipped through the cracks, still made with the silver content of their predecessors. These silver 1965 quarters are incredibly rare. While the regular 1965 quarters are common and worth their face value of 25 cents, the silver era coins can be worth a small fortune. In fact, one of these rare era coins has been appraised for an astounding $288 million in recent valuations. How could a quarter from 1965, which is supposed to be worth just 25 cents, be valued at $288 million? The rarity of these coins is what makes them so valuable. Only a small number of these silver era quarters were produced, and over time, they have become a legendary discovery in the world of numismatics. Collectors around the world are on the hunt for these rare coins. Some experts believe there could be as few as a dozen known examples of the 1965 silver era quarter still in existence. The scarcity of these coins, combined with the unique historical context, has driven their price up to astronomical heights. In 2021, one of these silver era 1965 quarters fetched a price close to $288 million at auction, setting a world record for a single coin. This price was driven not only by its rarity but also by the rich history surrounding it, as well as the fascinating story of how it came into existence. Besides its monetary value, the 1965 quarter holds an important place in American history. It represents a time of major change in the nation's currency system and serves as a reminder of how a seemingly small error at the U.S. Mint can create a coin that is worth far more than anyone could have ever imagined. Let's take a look at the journey of these quarters. The production of the 1965 quarters began in earnest, with billions of coins produced. At first, no one noticed the error. The silver-clad quarters were mixed in with the regular ones, and only over time did coin collectors and experts start to realize that some of the 1965 quarters were not like the others. It wasn't until decades later that these coins began to surface, with collectors and investors eagerly snapping them up. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare silver era 1965 quarters in your possession? Here's what to look for. The first step is to examine the edge of the coin. If you see a silvery, shiny edge, it's likely to be a silver era coin. The new, copper nickel-clad quarters will have a reddish-brown edge, while the silver quarters have a distinct silver-colored edge. Next, get it authenticated by a professional grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation or Professional Coin Grading Service. These organizations specialize in grading coins and can tell you whether your coin is a genuine silver era 1965 quarter. If it is, you could have a small fortune in your hands. The coin market is incredibly dynamic, and the value of rare coins like the 1965 silver era quarter continues to rise as more collectors and investors become aware of their existence. These coins are more than just a piece of currency, they are a reflection of history, an error in the minting process, and a tangible piece of American heritage. In conclusion, the 1965 quarter dollar is not just a coin, it's a treasure. Its history, rarity, and value are what make it such a sought-after piece for collectors. While most 1965 quarters are worth just 25 cents, the rare silver era quarters can fetch prices in the millions, including that eye-popping $288 million figure. So next time you're flipping through a coin collection, you may just want to take a closer look at that quarter from 1965. Who knows, you might be holding a fortune in your hand.